Hey everyone, this is Don Johnson with Hot Results Copywriting, and in this video we'll be covering saving while making more profit with better marketing. And though this is a copywriting video, this is more sort of a business thing in general where people will try to sort of not go cheap necessarily, but try to be more effective or efficient with their money, business, funds, credit, whatever, and they'll go with a lower option with something that's actually crucial. Let's say a sales page in this example, and they'll pay, let's say 200 or even 150 for a sales page, and they know kind of intuitively that it's likely that money won't be going for a quality sales page, because it seems like a not a bargain but like a deal from somebody who just needs to get more business, and that's not why you should have a sales page or have a sales page created from anyone, especially if they're selling you or trying to like pitch you for, oh, I'll do it for $50, that's $100 less. This is a sales. This is the thing that sells your business, and this is the saving aspect of this idea is, let's say you know of one dude who won't go less than 300 because of the effort and research involved to make your sales page. Generally speaking, we have to steer clear past trying to be frugal and cheap with our businesses right now and forever, really. Especially if you're trying to be cheap and sort of budget oriented or frugal. Frugal just means that you're in my eyes overly conscious of your buying decisions to the point that you're being cheap on all the wrong ways. Like, instead of buying, let's say, good milk, which literally will help you, and it just tastes better and it doesn't give your skin spots or whatever, you get the cheap milk just because you want to taste the difference, but you don't want to pay the extra 50 cents or $1 more for the good milk, and then you end up literally later with spots in your skin, or you feel kind of weird or kind of lethargic, kind of weak, no energy. And that's just the one of those smarter versus kind of foolish decisions we make in marketing, in business, in copywriting in general. And that's what we're trying to steer clear past right now, because too many people, it's not really some people anymore, it's a lot of people, most people in some cases, defy their intuition and go with the lower option. They'll go with getting literally, it's mostly the sales page for this example, where they have a sales page or sales process that doesn't engage their clients, and they literally kind of know that they had to pay even 200 rather than 100 for their sales page. Some sales page people, as copywriters, will charge 50 to like 75 for a sales page, and you can tell you have to look at their samples too, like what they have, and it just doesn't make sense that anybody would hire them, because the business person is looking for a deal, which is not the best way to go for that kind of thing, and they end up literally having to restart everything because their sales page doesn't convert, it doesn't give them sales. And they don't want to think about that $300 fee that the better copywriter was charging, but later on they have to redo their sales pages because obviously it doesn't work. And this is saving in the long run, by the way, because if they had gone with the $300, let's say even $250 or whatever their fee was, and the other lesser options were obviously like $150 to $100, they now have double the money to pay. Let's say they paid $200, and now they have to pay the $300, so they paid $500 out of their pocket, and they didn't save jack shit because they chose to kind of make a foolish decision. They defied their gut instinct, and they went with, it just wasn't a good decision. In some cases, online business people and business people in general will have to find a consultant or somebody, or like a friend. Hopefully they have a friend, hopefully not a consultant. They pay several $100 or whatever, and they'll give them some convoluted path about how to fix their business, and they don't want to think about the dumber or foolish decisions they've made. And let me clarify the fact that I'm not trying to talk about trying to be effective and efficient in terms of spending the least money. Spending the least money works in some cases, and you have to do it. But for sales page creation and the sales process in general, don't do that. It's like, I don't know, going to the cheapest possible mechanic, and in your mind, possibly you are taking a risk with this dude, a new person, and you just want to save the extra $10, $20, $30, and you're just like, you don't like the results over time. you realize they're not paying attention to a lot of things, and you have to fix. You have to hire out to an actual mechanic later on because you want to fix those errors that the earlier mechanic did, and that it's just not a good situation. Though it is an expressive example of what happens in business, only too often, every freaking day this happens. But doing this kind of foolish decision making where people kind of go cheap up front is why a lot of people quit early, because they put their efforts into the wrong directions. And it just makes sense that those efforts won't work out long term, because they can feel their gut is telling them, their intuition has already told them that they're hanging on for dear life, but there is no reprieve. They're going to kind of die out, and they're going to be not in business very soon. And I have to tie this back to copywriting. So if you happen to be in the market for a reliable but effective sales letter that's done right the first time, and a good copywriter will rewrite parts of the sales copy if it doesn't convert, or if there's some problems with it, which I do for my clients, please reach out. And most of my client calls are for literally doing sales pages, but I answer a lot of confusing. I just resolve the confusion of whatever you guys have frustration or any questions about, and that's really what I want to open up here, is dialogue and communication, to let you know that this process can be confusion, but it doesn't have to be. And if you really need a sales letter and you think you might be going that direction, just reach out and please ask questions. But that's what, in my eyes and a lot of other people's eyes, a good copywriter and marketer and business person does: open up dialogue so that both parties are clear on each other's objectives. But this has been Don Johnson with Top Results Copywriting, and saving while making more profit with better marketing and better business in general. And I hope you reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you.